I wasn't
Too
invited
bad for
on
you.
Saturday, so
You were tonight, actually.
yeah, like it was a half-assed invite. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot you're a person too. Thanks for bringing me to your house. Put my fucking bourbon back, dude.
This week we're drinking Christmas and winter beers with Matthew Mauldenhauer and a Christmas elf. This is episode 153 of the Malting Hour.
What's the haps on the hops? Got yeast, that's beast. This the Molten Hour where we talk about our drink and tell you what we think every other week. And if we get drunk, well, we might slur our speech. Got the gift of gab, the friends you wish you had. Join us for a drink, join us for a laugh. Time is never wasted, where you getting wasted. The Molten Hour here, people take your places. People take your places. People take your home.
Welcome to the Malting Hour. I'm one of your hosts, Tony Gold, who I'm always with.
Brandon Winninger.
And coming back from his excursions in Guatemala where he... Oh man, I wish I knew animals that were in Guatemala, because I could have... What animals are in Guatemala?
I don't know, but they're definitely scorpions, which scared the shit out of me.
Okay, let me start that again. And joining us back from his trip in Guatemala where he wrestled scorpions the size of... No, this is going nowhere.
That's how I got my new tattoo. It was done by scorpion ink.
A scorpion did that?
Yeah.
I thought you said some dude who was with some other dude that was bleeding from some motorcycle accident.
Yeah. Well, his name is Scorpion, right?
Like from Mortal Kombat?
Yes.
Whoa.
Get over
You
here.
should have known that. His name is Scorpion. Duh.
Introduce yourself.
Matthew Moldenhauer.
Welcome back, Matthew.
Thanks. It's always fun to be here.
Yeah, well, we're happy to have you. That sounds less...
Enthusiastic.
Yeah.
It's still more enthusiastic than the last time.
Than Krampus? Than
Yeah.
the Krampus episode? Yay, Krampus. I was actually very excited for that. That was a great episode. Sorry, everybody, if your speakers are destroyed or your ears are bleeding listening to that episode. Especially, Tim's mic was just... Like, Tim wasn't even talking that loud. But Tim's... That particular mic, that's one of the first mics that Brandon and I used. It was just... It was catching everything.
That's
real
just
nice
Tim.
from Tim.
You can be at the Great American Beer Festival, and I heard Tim laughing, and there's 20,000 other people, and you're like, oh, and there's Tim. God damn it, Tim.
Well, thank you for joining us. Here we are, full swing of December. Air's getting colder, particularly today, where it's going to be like negative 17 tonight. Or 7. That's really exciting. So that can mean only one thing. It's time for some winter beers. And what better way to start our winter beer episode or Christmas beer episode with
Nice cold lager.
a nice cold lager. I saw this today. I didn't know this existed, so I was pretty excited. It's from Half Acre Far Star Cold Weather Lager. And for some special requests, into the mic. Oh, I hit the mic.
Gotta do the hard pour.
Dude, it's a 1 12-ounce can.
We gotta share.
Yeah. I already feel like Okay.
He's better at it than you are.
Okay, well, then he can, enjoy that bottle or that...
You stole her glass.
Well, I guess I'll be the one who
good.
drinks it first since it's all foam in Brandon's cup.
Then you take this one because I already drank out of that glass.
All right.
Ooh, okay. Here we go. I like the color of it. That looks like beer, man.
Beer-flavored beer.
Well, I mean, it's got like that golden straw color to it. I don't do this enough because I feel like it's part of the visual experience for me. When I can lift up the beer glass and see the bottom of the head, all the little bubbles that are sitting at the bottom.
And now we all look like idiots looking at the bottom of our glass.
I got you guys to do it. Morons. No, I don't know why.
Mine says made in China.
Half Acre, you have some explaining to do. No. What do you guys think of this?
I mean, this
I should have brought another one, sorry.
This tastes like a good macro beer. Like, I don't know if there's any adjuncts, like corn or rice, but like, it feels like it's just it feels like a corn lager. Like, it has a little bit of that body to it, a little bit macro, but really well done. Obviously, you can see straight through it, which is beautiful. It's a good lager.
Yeah, it's funny because we're doing it as a Christmas thing, and I was just in my head, I was like, maybe there's going to be some kind of Christmas thing going with this, but no, this is like straight up lager.
I pulled up what they have on, because it's funny because some breweries, and Matthew, maybe you can speak to this, some breweries put a little more information into, and I don't know if it's the breweries that do it, but the info into like Untapped, and sometimes more than what's on the website or packaging.
Yeah, and actually,
I've got the full description on the website.
Oh, is there? Okay.
Yeah, that's going to be a little bit better.
This is a paragraph on Untapped. Man.
Well, and so Untapped...
It's probably the same thing.
Yeah.
Looks like it's the same thing.
Untapped at this point, over 90% of the breweries on Untapped control their own
that's good.
Info. So everything on Old Irving is what our owner Jeff puts up, or we put the descriptions. Unless it's wrong, then someone hacked us.
Oh, I don't want to say anything. I may have access to it. Brandon, can you read the description?
Far Star Cold Weather Lager is a luminous pale lager with a moderate 5.1% ABV that brings full flavor in a light-bodied beer. Brewed for the cold weather months from autumn through winter, this easy-drinking lager is a perfect complement for the high-caloric season of holiday meals and parties. And when we cross into the new year, Far Star lets you add a light layer of lager for those long winter nights.
The ending sounded like I was in trouble. For those long winter nights. It is very good. I do like it. It does kind of... it comes across more as a macro lager, which I think is...
But you've said that, we've said this before, but like in the best way possible. Mm-hmm. Because...
There's nothing wrong. Look, Coors Light has become my like... Go-to easy drinking beer these days when I want to have beers. Although I did have Miller High Life Light recently. And that, yeah, it's a real thing.
Miller High Life
Light. They just brought it back. Same packaging, but it's blue instead of
So
red.
It's not Miller Light.
No, it's Miller High Life Light. So basically what it is, it's like there's... Don't... You know what?
We just jumped the shark.
I'm going to bring something for you on Saturday. It's like a full flavor of High Life right in the beginning, and then all of a sudden it just like kind of dissipates into nothing like Coors Light is. How's that?
Yeah, they probably just did High Life and took out a bag of grain.
But they somehow left the full flavor up in the front, and all of a sudden it just like drops off. Makes it easy. Trust me on this, okay?
My problem isn't with the beer, the problem's with the name.
High Life Light. And yes, yeah, what were you saying before?
No, I was just saying that we've had some, craft brews that have made lagers, and they kind of nail that traditional lager, profile that you look for and that you expect from like your years of drinking like lagers growing up. Like I remember stealing Miller Lite and MGDs and stuff.
I remember taking MGDs
when I was a kid, and like this is just it's very reminiscent of a lot of that, and in the best way possible, because now I know like there's options out there for supporting a local craft brewery that makes something that like if I'm not going to drink it all the time, I know I have like family members that
friends or family who's like, hey, do you want to go?
Like, yeah, I can get behind this because people are like, oh, I don't like craft beer. It's like super hoppy, and then I've got like
shut up, it's not 2012.
Okay.
But there's one friend that says that all the time, and one day he shows up and says, oh, I found this great beer. I forget what it was, but I'm like, it's a fucking hop bomb, dude. Like, you hate hops. Like, I don't know, man. It tastes good. I'm like, all right, whatever.
See, but my problem is that they call this a seasonal lager.
Well, yes. Yeah.
And so to me, I'm like, yeah, if this was just a macro lager that they had all the time, like Cold Time from Rev, I'd be like, yeah, just drink it whenever, and it makes sense. The only part to me is they're like, and they put it in the description of like, oh, when you've had all these high caloric things, have a lager. But I'm like, just do like an amber lager or something darker. Like when I'm thinking of like a seasonal lager for Christmas, I'm not thinking macro beer. If I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna drink a Cold Time or something that's year round.
Yeah. Like that's why I was like literally thinking, I'm like, oh, maybe this is like like spruce tips in it or something.
Well, that was my thought too when I bought it. I saw it and I'm like, well, I'm just gonna grab this, and I didn't really think too much about it. I was like, oh, look, a cold weather lager. I mean, right now Half Acre is still cranking out like they put out Benthic and they just did something else, so a lot of their focus has been big, heavy, barrel aged stouts. So they're like, if you want to drink this,
so what you're saying is the brewers just needed something to drink.
They needed something else, I think.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And this made me think of something. So the past week I went to here's the Old Irving plug part of the show.
Here's your money.
Thank you. I went to Old Irving 3 times last week. I went on Wednesday night, Friday night, and Sunday during the day.
Did you go all those days because you knew I wasn't going to be there?
Yes, I was like, Matthew won't be here. I saw Trevor 2 of those times too, which was crazy because it was both at night. The first on Wednesday when I saw him, I was like, "What the hell are you doing here?" He was out with like friends, and they had stopped in there. And then Sunday we saw him at the Krampus Carnival. But what I've come to realize is that I like I like Della on tap more than in a can.
Well, yeah.
Okay, well, just giving you my opinion, dude.
I mean, in general, with you. Yeah, well, in general,
there's some. Well, I'll tell you this: there's some beers that when I have it on tap or in a can, for me, there's no like I don't get a distinguishable difference. I'm like, oh, okay, this is the beer I like, and you know maybe there's small differences, but for me, Della, there's a big difference to me where it's like I find it more refreshing on tap.
Okay, I mean.
I don't
love hearing that because that might actually.
I don't know why you go. Well, yeah. Now I'm giving you why.
Well, so at least
and he's taking his money back from me. Okay.
Yeah, at the brew pub because we have a service tank that can hold 15 barrels. That goes directly from the fermenter bright tank.
It makes sense.
There's going to be zero oxygen that ever hits it.
And I'm also not gonna not buy Della in a can again. It was just an observation. I mean, I'm like, oh wow, I forgot like how much I really like Della.
I want to put a fresh Della in a can and on draft to you at the same time.
Oh, and then do a...
Yeah, because I was like, do you know how old the Della that you had in a can was? Like, Della holds up really well in a can, but, like, if you got, like, a year-old Della...
I think the oldest Della I probably had was, like, a couple months. Because I always look at the dates on there. I'm a date snob.
Yeah, I see that about you.
Ask any of my dates.
Tony's the best date ever. I just love going on dates.
Brandon is the one I do.
Yeah, our man dates are really nice.
But I did have Della twice while I was there. And I did also have Krampus every time I was there.
No Doji.
I didn't have any Doji.
Doji?
Yeah, he had Doji. I didn't have any Doji. I got to try the 20%.
I missed it this year.
Well,
no, I had it out of barrels.
Oh, yeah.
It was hilarious. I went to order it, and he's like, on the menu, it was being served in 5 ounces. And he goes, oh, you want 5 or 10? I'm like, the fuck, are you crazy? I'm like, just give me the 5 ounces.
Oh, says the guy who has a Utopia on the bar at all times.
So what? He comes home and takes a little sip from it every day. It's okay.
Yeah, he just has a couple Tutri.
That's a little nip.
That's how
Sleepy time.
That's how he sweetens.
Who needs NyQuil?
That's how you sweeten your coffee. Here we go. He doesn't really do that every day.
There's this woman on TikTok. I forget her name, or not TikTok. I only see her videos on Facebook. But like, she like drinks stuff all the time and then tracks how quick it takes her to get to 0.08. So she's done it like with like Trulies and like other stuff, and like sometimes her husband's in it too. And then they did like, so I saw one video earlier today, and it was like they were doing Rumple Mints to see how many shots of Rumple Mints it took them to get to 0.08. And then I was like scrolling again, and then another video popped up, and she had a bottle of Utopias that she paid $500 for.
Oh jeez.
She just asked for free.
And her husband, like, they literally filled up like snifters like this.
Oh.
And they drank it in 10 minutes.
No.
And then they waited 30 minutes and then checked their ABV, and she was like 0.1. And he was like 0.08. And then they waited like another 30 minutes, and she was like 0.12. And she was like, an hour and a half later, or like 2 hours later, she checked it again. She was still 0.1. And her husband was like 0.7, and she was like, "This is the beer that just keeps on giving."
Oh my god, I can't imagine drinking that much Utopia.
Have you ever had Utopias?
No.
Oh, who's that? Who just said no? Who was that?
It's a little Christmas elf.
Oh.
So let's go around. How many stars would you give it?
For it just okay. So I don't think it is. Yeah, I don't think it's meant to be a like Christmas lager, a Christmas beer. I think it's just, here's a lager for, this time of year. They made a lager. I think it's solid. I'm going to give it a 3.8.
Yeah.
3.8 stars. Ha! Look at that, finally.
All right, even though it's called 5-star.
It's called Far Star.
It's called Far Star.
Touche.
He's got glasses on.
Does not work with the joke.
Even it's called. How about this? Even though it's called 5-star, even though it's not.
First star?
First star.
It's a first star.
It's called 5-star, but I'm calling it first star.
It's a first star. 3.5 for me. Like it's a solid macro style beer, but honestly, like there's other even local craft guys I think are doing some nicer
I will say this. It's one of those, and Half Acre does other really good lagers as well. So it's not like this was. Okay. We haven't even moved on to that beer yet.
No,
but it's fine. No, just
prepping.
peeing into a cup. Keep going. Keep going. That's fine. Matthew pees into a cup.
I have a lot of beer here.
That's true.
And they won't give me breaks. There are no breaks.
There are no not
Anyone,
for you.
help me.
Not for you. That's the thing. Like Half Acre does have other really good lagers. So I don't know. Maybe they. I mean, this. I will say this that we didn't really hit on. It doesn't drink like a light lager.
No.
It definitely drinks like a full-bodied, like sweeter type lager. So I feel like this is a good beer maybe to bring to like a family occasion, like people who don't really drink, stuff. Like, here, have this, you'll like it, and don't bitch about me bringing a beer from a brewery that you don't know. Real quick before you say anything, what are you giving this, Brandon?
Oh, did Matthew do it?
Yeah,
3.5.
Okay.
3.5.
Yeah, I'm like 3.75.
So we're pretty much in the same. So I'd say with my terrible math, I'm going to say we're somewhere around like a 3.7 collectively.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still a fine drink. I'll drink that all the time when someone brings it.
Yeah.
There's just a couple, alarmists. They're, was it Midwest Royalty Corn Lager? Like, knows exactly what it wants to be. I'll drink that all day.
I mean, they're Crispy Boy Pilsner. It's really good.
I mean, is it really crispy?
It's pretty crispy.
It's pretty crispy.
All right, Matthew, you brought this one. What is it?
Yeah, this is one of my favorite holiday traditions that has been ripped from our hands.
Hopefully it is placed back into our hands someday.
Yeah, so this is the Acre Christmas. This is the 2022, the last time that they had this in distribution. I got our distributor, I actually asked them, I was like, can I buy a case of this? And they just brought it to me.
Oh, that's
awesome.
Yeah, so
do you have more of these at your house?
Well, we keep them at the brewery, actually.
Well, just take them.
I mean, yeah, it's like that.
Okay, we'll just keep doing that.
But I also have a 2017 Magnum that we can break open.
I really regret never buying that because I always thought it was going to be available.
All right, well, if we drink it together, I'll sell it to you for $5.
Done.
That's how much I paid for them.
I'll give you $2.50.
I mean, I spent $3,000.
I'll give you $2.50.
All right.
Yeah, it's. I don't know we've definitely had this on years past.
Yes,
but I gotta say 2022 is probably the last time I had this.
Yeah, and one of my favorite things about this is it ages incredibly well. Delilah's Myke does a Christmas festival where they try all sorts of vintage beers. Yeah. I remember the oldest one that he did was like 25-year-old Acre Christmas that I had, and still holding up phenomenally well.
I feel like historically within the craft beer world, this is the one beer that just never goes bad.
Never goes bad.
Well, storing it properly too probably has a lot to do with it, but also it doesn't. It's just a very well done beer and it tastes great. Like it does. Like what goes into this beer? Can we read the description of this, please?
Well, honestly, you're gonna have So the two things I love, every year they have a different tree, Christmas tree on the front. So they always illustrate it. This one, 2022, was a blue gum tree.
Oh, I love blue gum.
Exactly. So yeah, the description is this 48th.
Making up words.
This is the 48th from the brewery at Acre. Damn it, they almost made it to 50 years of Acre Christmas. Just don't sell it for another 2 years.
You blew it.
This ale is made with natural flavors, features a new recipe and tree every year, but the intent with which we offer it is the same joy and celebration of the newness of life. Trees symbolize winter solstice when the earth with its seasons appear born anew. Mary Ellen Pleasant planted blue gum trees in front of her San Francisco home in the 1800s. This home is long gone, but her landmark trees still remain, a living tribute to the mother of civil rights in California.
I wish I would have just filmed him reading that.
Well, I was just gonna.
Yeah, that was really annoying.
I was gonna say, just so everybody knows, if you're familiar with the label, the neck label, Matthew literally was doing a great job of starting, turning, and making the. You'll hear hiccups where he had to turn it on. Don't worry, it's fine. But great
I was
job.
trying not to.
You did really good. You did really well. Yeah, this beer. I think this was probably one of the first beers that became an annual beer for me. Just because, like, hearing so much about it when I first got into craft beer, like, this definitely became a beer that I bought, like, around this time of year, around Christmas. And that's why I asked, like, what, that, like, this, you know, the recipe is what they're saying is different, right? The entry of
it slightly changes
Yeah.
every year. It's always going to be kind of
There's
like
a
a
similar-
malty brown ale, but then they use different spices, different...
But even at that, like, I feel like some of the
But
spices
always-
are somewhat similar.
Yes, always subtle nuances.
Yeah, and it's always like that to me. You know, it reminds me of like putting up a Christmas tree, and the smells that you would get from like opening up like boxes of Christmas stuff that you have, like you're gonna put out your Christmas decorations, that type of deal.
Yeah, which if you want to join me in my zombie apocalypse first idea, Glun's our distributor because they're one
How
of the
the
oldest.
fuck did we just go from Christmas opening Christmas boxes?
Oh,
to
you'll see.
zombie apocalypse?
Because one of the things that I want to do once there's a zombie apocalypse is
guy-
in the Glun's meeting room, because they distributed Anchor. They're one of the oldest, I think they're the second oldest distributor of Anchor before they sold. They have every single year of Anchor Christmas in that meeting room unopened. And so zombie apocalypse, I'm straight going there and trying every single Anchor.
Wow,
48 years of Anchor Christmas.
great priority.
First thing in zombie apocalypse.
End of the
That's
world,
awesome.
and your priority was this fucking Shaun of the Dead 2. Like, this is where you're going with this.
We'll have a pint, lock the doors,
I do. Hey, I will be honest. That is a great idea. I do like that. I will join in. I will join in.
and
If we're
we'll
going
wait,
out, that's
and we'll
what
wait it out.
Yeah. If we have 48 years, if at least 48 beers on the wall we can drink.
Yeah. You might as well get to do something that you're never going to get to do again.
This is it.
I am going to get eaten by a zombie.
I would say kiss Brandon, but he and I have kissed so many times. So.
Well, I haven't.
Do it.
Hey, Brandon, you want to come with me to Glun's to try all the Anchor?
Oh, indeed.
Yeah, no, I'm sad to see this go. I hope it comes back because it's. Thank you again for bringing this because it's such a great beer and it does remind me of the holidays. So did their. What was it? There's a barley wine
Fezziwig?
No, Old Fezziwig is.
That's Sam Adams?
Yeah.
Bigfoot is Sierra Nevada.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I thought there was a bar. I could be wrong. I'll have to go through. I'll go through my phone because when we take the break. But I'm pretty sure there was a barley wine that they had. And maybe I am thinking of Bigfoot, but I don't think it's Bigfoot. But I'm pretty sure that there was. I do remember at least two Christmases that
Christmas Eye?
Christmas Eye. That no, it's Christmas. That I this is an octopus, dude. That I got Anchor's barley wine. At least that's what I'm remembering because of the shape of the bottle. Also, when I was bottling homebrew, I loved saving the Anchor bottles because they were the coolest. Brandon?
Old Foghorn.
There you go, Old Foghorn.
Oh, yeah.
That also I feel like came out around winter, so it was nice to have those two. Old Foghorn was really
Yeah.
good. That's why you thought
That
about
was their-
Fezziwig.
Yes, that was
Yeah.
their English barley wine.
I do miss that
Yeah,
one.
that one was also really good. And I remember
Which
some
English
Christmas
barley wine?
evenings.
So much better than American barley wine.
100%. We just talked about how much barrel-aged barley wine that we've had that we forgot what regular barley wines taste like.
Well, yeah, no one buys them.
I would.
You literally just cannot make them and sell them.
Dude, I bought your barley wine that you guys made.
Yeah, and we priced it for like $9 a 2-pack.
It's pretty good.
It's a really good price.
Really good deal.
And people were like, it's a barley wine. One's the barrel-aged version. You're like, well, the barrel-aged version's coming out, and then everyone loves the barrel-aged version.
Dude, guys, don't be lame. Don't treat a barley wine like an amber ale or a brown ale. Barley wines are good. I'm tired of hearing this shit, okay? Here's my rant for the week. Brandon, what are you giving the 2022 Anchor Christmas beer?
I'm going to go... Oh, man, this is like a 4.25.
I was going to say, how many blue gum trees are you giving it?
Blue gummy trees. Oh, if we're doing that, it's like 1. No. I'm going to go 4.25.
4.25. Matthew?
Very close. I was thinking a 4 too. Like, it's, as I've said before, like anything over a 4 to me is really nice, and I'll drink that all the time.
Christmas elf.
Whoa,
Just throw out a number. Just throw out a number.
4.8.
Whoa!
I like it.
Yeah.
Really in the Christmas spirit. I like that.
It would have been great if she was like 10. I'm like, that's not a number.
It's between 5. You're off.
Christmas elves can make up numbers.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 4 on this. It's great. I mean, gosh, kind of makes me sad. I gotta be honest.
Well, I want to know what's going on because the brewery was purchased.
Yeah.
So
we'll see what happens.
And it was the owner
Chobani.
exactly, which apparently he's done really well of turning things around, and actually, like Chobani has become employee owned.
The yogurt people?
Yes, and so he's done this a few different times where he actually buys companies, turns them around, and actually makes them employee owned. And so the hope that they've done with Chobani, because when he took over Chobani, it was actually a failing company, is that the hope is that he goes in, and this is
Chobani more.
Is that he turns it around, starts getting it employee owned, that the employees really like that, starts to get basically a local cult following again, and can actually turn around it, which I would love, because Acre is one of the oldest breweries in the country, and such beautiful heritage with this brewery that I hate to see it go away.
It drives me nuts that all the times I've been to San Francisco, like I never went there.
Well, and I think like seeing it close, and then also like, you know, again being like you said, even about the Magnum bottle, like, oh, I'll get it 1 year, and it's like, well, dude, you didn't get it. Like, maybe you're part of the problem, Tony.
Yeah, drink Anchor Steam.
Yeah, dude, Anchor seems so good. Anchor, you know what?
There's an entire style of beer because of them.
I absolutely. Well, one of my favorite porters is the Anchor Porter. That is one of the best porters that I've ever had. It's like true to
the coffee porter or just
regular, just straight up their Anchor Porters is really good
too.
I don't know. I probably had the coffee porter, but yeah, Anchor Porter's really good. Well, that being said, Brandon has put something on for us to watch, and we're going to take about an hour and 30-minute break. You can listen to this ad, and we'll be right back.
And we're back.
Welcome back, everybody, to our winter beer episode. I'm going to slowly pour this beer.
Nice.
Sounds like part of our intro.
It does. But now I'm going to sit here and hold the can and not pass it to anybody else, because I'm going to just watch
The phone.
watch it all just come on down. No, I'm just joking. Matthew, you brought this. Oh, yeah, Matthew, you're still here. What are we drinking?
Yeah, so this is Treehouse. It's called Bear. It's an American brown ale.
We chose the bear.
And this was really fun. Another person that's in operations over at Treehouse, we actually did the collab with the Front 242. And they reached out to me, really happy and wanted labels and different things. And of course, if people ever email us, info@Old Brewing, and want labels or stickers, we tend to have extra things.
Just plug your shit, dude. It's fine.
Thank you. I will.
Tap handle.
That's what the sponsorship.
You could do. Oh yeah, that's right. Hey, we'll see what 2025 brings.
Yeah, 2025.
For the last 2 years, I've said I'm going to change the ending of the episodes because Clark and
We even talked about, like, I think we had planned a day to do it, and then we ended up doing something else.
Yeah. Oh my god.
But I worked with them, got them some Beezer and the labels in Front 242, and they were really generous and were able to get us some Treehouse beers, which one of the beers that they make, Julius, is what Beezer was originally.
Yeah.
And that's what Beezer was originally formulated, was to be like, this beer off the East Coast that people are doing is so amazing. And we took inspiration from Julius.
Stop talking. Is there more beer in that can?
There is.
Can you pass that down to me real quick? Because I got something to say. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, so Treehouse does some amazing beers. I know they're a lot more known for their hazies, but
There's still some.
getting to bring a nice brown ale, not amber.
Jesus, man.
Oh, almost fucked that one up.
Dude, you would have lost at least 2 months of being on next year's podcast.
But I felt it worked really well for the Christmas themed episode.
I'll say this. We all know how I feel about brown ales. I feel like it's an underrated style. I love brown ales. This is fucking fantastic. This is really, really good. This, like, to me, it because I feel like sometimes with porters and brown ales, the lines can sometimes get blurred, just like how porters and stouts, the lines can get blurred, between, like, those beers of, like, is this really a porter? Is this a stout? Brown ales, I feel like, can get that as well, depending on how roasty those malts are. I feel like this really encompasses the best parts of a brown ale with the roasted malts. I would drink this all the time. Like, summer days, I would still drink this, like, summer nights type of deal.
Yeah.
You know this would be good
Summer
for?
days.
All right, stop talking.
Okay, sorry. Hey, wait, this is my show.
Is it mornings?
Am I being replaced by Matthew, dude?
Well, part of the thing that I love
Cannot
about
tell a
them
lie.
calling
Is this my last year?
your contract's not being renewed.
Fuck.
But yeah, calling it American brown ale is that hinting to it being a drier style. But I love that it still does have that roasted quality. It's a little bit bigger. It's not quite like your English brown ale's maltiness.
It smells like roasted malt. Like it doesn't
Yeah,
smell like
indeed.
coffee. You know what I mean? Like you can easily have roasted malts in a beer where it like sure you could say coffee or cocoa or cacao. There is definitely like it smells like when you are going to brew a beer or you're going through your different grains at your local homebrew shop. Please still keep supporting them because they're closing left and right. I always would take like one or two of the malts and just eat it while I'm there to try it to like get like the roasted, like how roasted it was, and that's really what this is reminding of. Just feels very clean.
You stole malt, dude?
No, I just ate like one piece.
Yeah, and honestly, though, like if anyone
why
is
they're
homebrewing, which I know you guys have done, this is like the Charlie Papazian 1980s.
Yeah.
The laws came undone, and people were doing red ales, brown ales. IPAs came way later, and so like this is the style that if anyone is getting to homebrewing, like this is one of the first styles that you make, that you learn that beer can be more than just a macro lager.
It was probably one of when Lake Effect was doing their homebrew competitions. I kept doing a brown ale, and I would use coffee from our friend's restaurant, Fanny's, and I called it I Like You a Latte brown ale. And so it was, and like I used a little milk sugar in there too, like not to make it like super sweet, but it was supposed to be like a brown ale latte.
Sorry, I'm looking behind you because I was like, Illman made one of my favorite brown ales, and I was seeing if it was.
Yeah, which one was that? Is it
Soul Man?
Soul Man.
Soul Man, yeah.
Yeah,
They
the
also did
salted caramel brown ale.
Oh my god, it was so good.
Illman's, that was one of my favorite brown ales.
That beer ended up on a Halloween episode because it was one of the years that we were doing our Halloween beer episode towards the end of the month, and all of the shelves had been cleared of Halloween beers. Luckily, don't really have to worry about it that much because there's still pumpkin beer sitting on the shelves right now. But that one was, I think, my favorite beer of the night. That salted R.I.P. I would love to have that recipe. Can we get that recipe? What do you guys?
I'll ask him.
Yeah.
Brandon,
Oh no, none of us know these guys.
Oh yeah, that's right. I don't. You guys do. Brandon, what do you think about this?
This is fantastic. I haven't had like too many treehouse beers, but I don't think I've ever had a treehouse beer that I disliked. They do the styles really well, and like as far as a brown ale goes, this kind of nails everything I would want in a brown ale. And I love the aroma, I love the body on it, and like the carbonation is perfect. Like just a pleasantly easy drinking brown ale. Like
I want more.
I would definitely
I
would definitely
of
do
these.
more of this. Like,
It makes me want to brew a brown ale soon.
yeah, you should.
I will.
With Biscoff.
No, that's for our Krampus variant next year.
Good luck.
Oh, we're gonna push for it. We are gonna push for it. I feel like I'm getting closer and closer to just telling Trevor, asking Trevor, can we please do this? Yeah, this is really good. Thank you for bringing this. Do you have any more of these? Was this the
Not
other
of this one. No, but I do have more treehouse beers that you
Useless.
can come by and try.
I'm busy on Saturday.
I wasn't
Too bad
invited
for
on
you.
Saturday, so
You were tonight, actually.
yeah, like it was a half-assed invite. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot you're a person too. Thanks for bringing me to your house. Put my fucking bourbon back, dude.
Okay, I won't bring you wings next time.
What's the time on that? This is the intro.
43 minutes,
Perfect.
roughly. No, dude, those wings were I ran into Tim at the bar, and I was like, dude, like I had those wings, and like there was a ton left over, and my wife wanted nothing to do with the Krampus wings. She's like, I just don't like the way they look. I'm like, yeah, they taste fantastic. And then I was a little disappointed because I was like, man, I was expecting like stuff to be coming out of my body, different colors. And he's like, that didn't happen. I was like, oh no, this morning we won. We won. He's like, dude, that was the best part.
Those wings were
literally
were
changing
great.
the inside color of my butt, and then my fingers were stained for like a week. Like
I listened to, I don't know who said it. I don't know if it was Trevor or Tim or you, Matthew, to use a paper towel while eating those wings because that's what I did.
Yeah.
Like I grabbed a paper towel and I was like,
I
holy
did,
cow.
and I was like, I want the full experience.
Under my
I want
nails.
to be colored like Krampus. Like here we go.
Yeah, Chris, our AGM, he's real smart. He uses the latex gloves while he eats the wings.
Smart. Very smart. Good job, Chris. Way to go. Brandon, how many bear paws are you giving this one?
I'm going 4-6, man.
All right.
I enjoy it. I like it.
Yeah. Matthew.
Yeah, I'm going 4-5. It's a real good, just American brown ale. Trevor was just saying this today. It's like when you're gonna do something simple, do it really well. Because I think this beer is one of those where if there was something flawed on it, it would show really quickly.
Absolutely.
And it is just everything that you want from a brown ale.
Doing 4.8, guys. Really high because I love brown ales, and this is probably one of the best examples of how a brown ale should taste, or at least what I personally like about brown ale. Elf, do you have anything on this?
4.8. I like beer.
Me and the elf on the same page. I like it.
Don't worry, folks. It's not a voice. She really talks like that.
It's a real elf.
It's the elf on the shelf.
It is, yeah. I forgot that this is also a brown ale. Yeah, Brandon, what are you opening up over there?
I am opening up.
And clear throat.
That's the opening right there.
Oh, Krampus is here.
The
Krampus
lost
event this Friday at the Green Lady.
All right, take it easy. I'll be there.
Gnoel de Abbey.
Jesus. All right, tell Krampus to go away. I want Brandon
Okay, sorry.
back.
The Lost Abbey. Noel de Abbey. No, we are doing.
Elmo is here.
There's elves
Oh
everywhere.
man, Elmo got drunk again.
Elmo sleepy.
The Lost Abbey, Noel de Abbey. It's a holiday brown ale.
No. So I bought this from. Sorry, I mean a cheese ball already. I had to get back into them. Hey-o. I bought it because it was a brown ale, obviously. So, also, I've had this in my fridge for like 3 weeks, and I've wanted to drink it pretty much every weekend. I'm like, I'll go back and get it. And I told Brandon, I'm like, yeah, do it, Brandon.
Oh yeah.
So I don't have to. Jesus.
It's a big ass bottle.
Well, no, it's funny. No, I was saying more Jesus because of how high that's going to take a while.
Well, no, I want.
I'll taste it tomorrow. Don't worry.
Okay. This is great. No, this is great for the podcast. We're going to sit for 20 minutes to wait to taste the beer. Cheers.
Do a normal Porto.
Yeah. I want to taste it right away.
What, you don't want 6 inches of foam?
The foam's delicious.
Pass it to the merry little elf. Oh, man. So I bought this at Beer on the Wall a couple weeks ago. I think right before Thanksgiving. I started
Arlington Heights.
Park Ridge. So I go to the Park Ridge one.
It's a good one.
The Arlington Heights one, though, is... I still have that mini chalkboard of yours, by the way. I still have it.
Yeah.
Hey, you let me know the next time you go to one of those, because that was fun. I had a lot of fun hanging out with you that night.
Yeah. I mean, the Green Lady event's one of the first events I'm putting on in a long time. We actually are going to be at the Half Acre Shootout February 2nd.
I saw that coming up.
Yeah, so we just agreed to do it, and Chef got real excited today and started telling me all his ideas.
Oh, nice.
Yes, chef.
All right.
Well, we won a bunch of awards for it last year, but we
Yeah.
didn't win we won second place for the overall, and Chef wants to win gold for the overall.
Ooh.
So...
All right. Well, that's
Look
good.
at
Well, the Green
Blue.
Lady thing is already passed by the time this episode comes out, unfortunately.
There is a story upon the
No,
bottom.
the Green Lady's still there, people. It didn't
No,
go
the
away.
event. The event has passed.
You
is
son
what
of
I'm
a-
saying. You know what? Please let Brandon read this. I've already sipped it because it's not all head in my glass.
Holiday brown ale. Mischievous merrymakers, it must be tough to be a gnome. We feel bad for them, we really do. Every December they get trotted out of the box and set on a shelf to remind us of Christmas cheer. It's amazing. They can be so happy after spending almost a year in a box tucked away in the attic. But look at them! We're convinced they are the ultimate party animals and the epitome of youthful exuberance trapped in a ridiculous, impish body. It certainly doesn't seem like any of them have aged in over 400 years. Around our houses, everyone giggles and smiles when the Christmas gnomes come out. So we thought it was time to give them the Lost Abbey treatment. Hopefully you open this bottle and share the season's greetings from us to you. P.S. This bottle does not say shit about what the beer is actually going to be. But here's a story about gnomes. I hope you enjoyed it. It doesn't say that, but...
Sorry. It's my thank you. I think you should leave. Reference for the episode. That was a really great story that I didn't listen to at all.
I got so caught up in his voice.
Yeah.
I didn't hear anything.
All I did was just laugh at how you were.
We literally talked about taking gnomes out of a box and all that good stuff. She's rereading it. Like,
as an elf.
You entranced us all with
seriously
your ability.
Maybe on Christmas Day we release just an episode of you reading a Christmas Carol, or what is it?
The mice.
No.
And all through the night.
Yeah, right. What is it? What is that? What's the name of that? Why am I blanking on it? 'Twas the Night Before Christmas.
Yeah.
Maybe you should do that, Brandon.
okay.
I'll just sit in the back and drink bourbon and do sleigh bells. I really think we should do
And
that.
drink.
I'm not going to lie. I think we should do that. All right, anyways.
So I was going to ask what's actually with this beer, and then you kind of answered it with that there's nothing about this beer. I was like, is there any spices? Is there... Like, it tastes a little bit more than a brown ale, but not enough that I don't necessarily think there's any adjuncts in it. But there...
What is it? What's the name of it again? Elf, what's the name of it?
The Lost Abbey. Gnoel to Abbey Holiday Brown Ale.
Thank you, Al.
Thank you, Elf.
You're welcome.
Oh, man, the gnome is taking your place.
I've got it.
Thank you. Because I'm looking it up incredibly.
Still doesn't say much.
I really wish
Oh,
I
no,
had
it does.
glasses.
Oh, I see that word. Cacao. Or cocoa.
Yeah, I mean...
Cocoa.
It feels like there's something there, but not quite enough to make me think that they actually brewed. Like, that could just be the malt.
So, it says it's a winter warmer to be lighter in body while maintaining a nuanced notes of oak. But beginning with aromas of freshly brewed espresso, Gnoel has hints of cacao.
Thank you.
You sons of bitches. Vanilla and holiday spice.
Yeah, I was going to say...
Finished with a crisp coffee bitterness.
Man, Brandon's got all these characters. I'm really liking this. He can start bringing these back out. See, we don't need you, Clark. Ooh. Just joking, Clark. I miss you. I love you. I didn't just shake my head, no. I spoke to Clark recently, just real quick, and he said he'd been talking to Serge a lot lately. Do you remember Serge?
From System of a Down?
No, Serge, who's been on the show, the trapeze artist.
Serge, trapeze guy.
Yeah, I think
the French guy.
I think Serge might actually come back sometime soon.
Only Serge.
Probably before Clark. That might be a possibility.
Good.
I was gonna say that there is something there. There's like ginger or cinnamon or something like that. There is that like little.
It's called holiday spice.
Yeah, exactly. There is that in here. It's like,
nice.
But also I think for
those who are naughty and nice.
Get Krampus in here. Should I shotgun a Krampus tonight? No.
After the final pour.
After the final pour. Tony.
As a note, Tony still has not shotgunned a beer.
Correct.
I did say we were going to make that happen sometime when we were in Colorado. That did not happen. But you know what? Hey, it's a perfect night to shotgun some Krampus, hey, buddy? Put it down your gullet.
Jesus, could you? That sounds.
For the Maltese.
Get the beer in your mouth. Put it all the way down to your
You know what?
stomach hole.
Okay, I'll tell you this.
Into the Maltese.
For the Maltese, I will shotgun a beer.
I need to be there.
Well,
We will make it the biggest, fattest beer.
too bad we didn't save the
3 liter of
the Wood Stout. I can't really shotgun a glass beer, glass bottle.
I do have the Acre Christmas. just
stab it and
you
drink
just have to
glass.
chug the entire.
All of the glass in my body. This this beer it's kind of fun going to this after the bear that we just had, because I mean, with it being Lost Abbey, obviously it's going to be a Belgian yeast that they're using, and so it is. It definitely comes off more as a winter warmer than it does a brown ale, and I'm happy that we had a really good brown ale before this, because having this, I would have been like, I don't know if I like this as a brown ale. But also hearing the description of it being more of a winter warmer, which tends to be more of a brown ale, a darker, a roastier ale, I should say. This is very tasty. I like this. I actually kind of hope that there is more still sitting at Beer on the Wall, because I think that would be a nice like Christmas Eve, Christmas Day kind of beer. Actually,
Christmas morning.
Yeah, Christmas morning. Yeah, I've had booze on Christmas morning. I kind of wish that this was. Yeah, shut up, Matthew. I kind of wish it was
right?
a little. I kind of wish it was a little warmer, actually. Like not as, but like more temperature wise, because I feel like maybe it would bring out maybe a little bit more of that holiday spice and maybe some of the Belgian yeast.
Well, and you actually brought this up in my own mind, because I keep on wondering.
I'm living rent free in your head right now.
Always, every night.
Okay, well, now we're good.
But yeah, you remind me of the Belgian yeast, and so I'm wondering, when they say holiday spice, whether them actually using cinnamon, ginger, or anything else, is it just the Belgian yeast, which tends to give off a lot of the phenolics of those aspects anyways?
I think because they said holiday spice, they may have actually used holiday spice. Hate to shoot down your theory.
I agree, but
it would have complemented.
Yeah.
Well, yes. I just wish they would have said.
No, I just like being mean to Matthew.
I know.
Oh, but I still love you, man.
Love you too.
Brandon, how many gnome heads are you giving this?
Severed gnome head? That's so disturbed.
Getting down with the sickness, man.
Wow.
Thank you.
Well, this beer has brought to me a conundrum. Tis it a brown ale?
Tis it a winter warmer.
Or tis it a winter warmer? Or tis it a...
Wow, you got multiple characters showing up at once.
Perhaps it's the urine of a gnome. Whatever it may be, I give thee 3.
I give thee 3. Wow.
Point.
Oh.
8.
All right. Fair enough. How many liters of gnome urine are you giving this, Matthew? Sorry, Lost Abbey. This is where it ended up.
I think right around that 3.8, 3.9, maybe even 4. Like, it's really nice, and I think your description, I love this concept also of, like, where would you drink this? And as soon as you said, like, Christmas morning, waking up, having this, like, nowhere to be, but you have the entire day to enjoy.
Yeah.
That's exactly where I see
the
this.
opposite of my days on Christmas. I have like 90 places to be, so I need to start drinking early.
Ooh, you're gonna have worse relationships with your family.
Hey guys, I'm here. The happy guy's here. The happy guy's here.
How many severed gnome heads are you giving this?
Why are you the only one who has urine? I am with you guys. I'm gonna go 3.9. I'm gonna 3.9. It's very tasty. I feel like if I did have it a little closer to room temperature, it might open up, like give us some more flavors to it. Actually, there's a little bit left in there. I feel like by
There
the time
is, and it did say the optimal serving temperature is 45 to 55 degrees.
Yeah, so I think that was probably a little colder than that, because I've kept it in the fridge and it was in my frozen car until we got here and it went. So it's probably it'd be nice to try maybe.
You ruined it. You ruined the beer, Jonas. This episode sucks, dude.
I am gonna go to Beer on the Wall tomorrow and see if they've got.
Drink it straight off the shelf, bruh.
Be like, can I have this? Thanks.
And can't you do that? Can't you just go to grab a beer off the wall, put it on the...
There is I
Serve
want to say
me.
it's like a $5 corking fee, but
Yeah,
other
don't
than
do that.
like you can
Drink it in your car.
Well, you can live. Okay.
Or how about the Metro?
You're the boss. Brandon's the boss.
Brandon told me it was okay, officer.
Do you guys know who Brandon is? Well, you should, because he told me to do this and I'm doing it. I think I want to save this for like Christmas Eve, maybe Christmas Day. I also did take some days off after Christmas, so maybe I'll wake up the day after Christmas and crack this open, play some Mortal Kombat. You know, I was really gonna enjoy my time.
I love your optimism. Thank you.
Just listen to the soundtrack. Ding, 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 ding. All right, we've got one more Christmas winter beer here. Brandon, can you grab it?
What do I look like?
The guy who's grabbing all the beer.
Fine.
And
I'll get it.
and friend of
Matthew's
friend
got a lot
of
behind
the
bars.
Gnomes.
Gnomes? Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I apologize.
This is the friend of the gnome.
Sorry.
It's the elf.
As an elf. Elf?
I do love them. So there's extra points there. 4.25.
Whoa! Lovely. I like that.
Is it because of the gnome blood?
It's tasty.
Yes.
Elves love the taste of gnome blood.
See, you went with the blood and negated the urine.
Interesting.
It's a choice.
Now, I kind of regret not bringing over 2 cans of... 2 cans, Sam. No, the 2 cans of this because... I don't know why. Maybe it's best. It's best. I don't know. I don't know how this is going to be. It's a peanut butter milk stout from Great Lakes. Because, I mean, Great Lakes... I have not yet have a Great Lakes Christmas beer. And that is my favorite Christmas beer of all time.
That is a great one. I'm really interested in how this compares to the Left Hand peanut butter milk stout. Because
Left Hand is pretty great.
Left Hand does a great milk stout, and their peanut butter is real nice.
I think I need to. I almost bought Alpha. Have we had Alpha Claws before on an episode?
I feel like we have to have. Like
Ow, I
that.
just hit my tooth.
Like, back in the early days. Back in my day, we had Alpha
I'd
Claws.
just like to point out that nobody poured the beer in front of the mic for this one. So.
Thank God.
We have a second can.
Oh, geez, no, there's not. I said there isn't a second can. I should have brought. By the way, this is like rich peanut butter smell. Holy cow. Okay,
Yeah.
so
The elf got some, right?
Yeah.
You sure? All right.
Elf had some. Elf has some.
have to feed the
has
elf.
some. Yeah. Otherwise, the elf turns into a gnome.
That was literally.
You gotta drink.
What's the time on that? Because that might be the intro.
Just before a minute one.
An hour.
An hour and 1 minute.
Okay.
But the funny thing about it was like that was the biggest spike
That is
out of all the mics.
Which is kind of why I want to keep it like that. I'm texting you so I remember 1 hour. Okay, there we go. There's a lot of timestamps here. This is a lot to go through.
Good luck.
So we've had at least one peanut butter beer on this podcast this year, which I think I was going to save that beer. Do you remember that peanut butter beer that we had at some point that might have been old?
Yes.
I saved a can and I said, we'll see what happens. I ended up using it for cooking, so it's fine. So we haven't had many peanut butter
That's
beers.
what happened to it.
Exactly. We haven't had many peanut butter beers on this this year, which I feel like sometimes we have we've had peanut butter and jelly beers before. We've had some peanut butter stouts. We've tried some peanut butter things at Beer Fest. I don't think I had many peanut butter this year because I feel like sometimes peanut butter and peanuts can be very overwhelming. This, right off the bat, though, smells really, really good. It kind of smells like peanut butter and a Tootsie Roll combined.
Very much the Tootsie Roll.
Yeah. You want me to see the dance?
Yeah.
Cotton candy, sweet as gold. Tootsie Roll.
The main thing for me right off the bat on this one is, even though they call this a milk stout, like the residual sugars are very low. It's very thin.
Yeah.
It's not extra sweet. You get a lot of the peanut butter, but not a lot of the sweetness.
Correct. I agree with you. It's kind of dry, and actually,
Drier than I thought it would be.
yeah. This actually just kind of tastes like a Tootsie Roll. Not so much.
Not angry about that.
No, not at all. No, and I'm actually in the aftertaste. Then through my
Tootsie
nose,
Roll peanut butter?
no, but the aftertaste and what I'm getting when I'm breathing out through my nose after having it, then I get a little bit of peanut. After you had some peanut butter, and then it just kind of lingers as the peanut butter is fading from your palate. So I don't know if I would call it a peanut butter. So what does it say on the can, Brandon?
Who has the can?
Oh fuck! It's in front of me. What is it?
Your mother.
Sorry, because you had to open it first. I apologize.
Great Lakes Cookie Exchange Milk Stout. Treat yourself to our seasonal milk stout brewed with a special rotating cookie-inspired flavor.
It should say the cookie-inspired flavor on there. It was on the box. What's in the box?
Did you get a whole box of it?
Yeah, it just says
Six
Cookie
pack.
Exchange.
Shit.
This might not be a peanut butter beer.
No, it is. It's on the box. Shut up.
You're reading it.
Great Lakes.
Charlie, your illiteracy has screwed us again.
Exchange peanut butter. Here we go. Looking it up right now. Cookie Exchange peanut butter blossom from Great Lakes.
Ah.
I swear to God, if I find it on here, I'm gonna punch you in the mouth. I'm using my flashlight.
You old man.
Yep. You're so lucky it's not. Which makes sense. Why would you? Because apparently, like, they do have multiple different cookies, like cookie stouts that have gone out, and that different areas were getting. Whatever.
Yeah, and they obviously got a deal on the cans. If you just print them all
Yeah.
the same thing, then you don't have to print peanut butter or other different cans, so you can get a deal on it. How many of the printed
We
cans
got
you
it.
buy.
We got it.
So
Legal guy.
it's broken down.
Let me explain the taxation of cans
Can't
and
wait.
the amortization of how you deal with that over a 10-year period. It's really nice. So,
It's funny because it says rotating cookie
You're
flavor,
boring
peanut
me.
butter blossom. Treat yourself to a seasonal milk stout brewed with special cookies. Okay, so what's a peanut butter blossom cookie?
the best goddamn
Peanut
cookie.
butter blossom cookie.
You know what a peanut butter? My mom used to make those all the time. It's literally like a
Ah, yes, with the Hershey
peanut butter
Kiss in the
cookie with a Hershey Kiss in the middle.
middle. Yeah.
I always call them the thumbprint cookies.
Yeah, I
Well,
thought they were
my
thumbprint
mom would
cookies,
make
too.
ones too that were called thumbprints, and she would do the thumbprint, and then she would normally put like jams or whatever
Yeah,
in them.
that's why I remember thumbprint cookies. Being so you're wrong. Matthew.
So for those
Normally.
those that may be interested, hops used on this are Willamette, the malts, 2-row caramel 60 debittered black,
Ooh, Divinity Black, way to go.
wheat and carapils. But then the specials are artificial peanut butter flavoring, artificial chocolate flavoring,
That's the Tootsie Roll.
vanilla extract, and lactose.
So, overall, to me, this is a Tootsie Roll beer. Which, again, I'm not mad about. And I'm actually happy that it's not like a super strong peanut butter flavor.
Agreed.
Because I do get worried about, like, you guys, this is where I get paid from Old Irving. Trail Buddies has that peanut flavor in there that is just on the cusp of, for me personally, being too much, but it's very enjoyable. Had you guys gone a little bit higher, I would have been like, this is garbage. I'll never buy anything from Old Irving
But
again.
instead, you put it into your syringe and you
Shoot it up.
shoot it up.
Shot that shit up. Me and Clark were up in Michigan going crazy with that. No, last time I had that, we were driving around on a golf cart drinking it in the woods. It was fun.
Is that the one when you fell off the golf?
That was the same year.
That makes sense being a barrel-aged beer, that if you're...
It was the same year. I had a glass in my hand, and we were driving, and he decided to floor it, and we took a turn, and he knows those, roads better than I do. And I actually do have a video of it, and I think I'm pretty sure we put it in. Yeah, there's an episode. Go back in the archives. There's an episode where we play that, and maybe at the beginning of the episode or somewhere in it, where you hear me. We're listening to Kendrick Lamar, and all of a sudden you just hear me fall out, and I go, "What? Oh fuck!" And then you hear the music fade, and then him back up, and I'm like, "I fell out of the golf cart," and he goes, "Yeah, are you okay?" I go, "I think so." Ugh. I'm like, the glass is okay. And I had a nice little cut on my head. Now we went back to that site the morning, and there are a bunch of twigs sticking up, and I was very close that I did not lose an eye. So. Don't drink and drive a golf cart in the dark, everybody. It's a
Indeed.
PSA for the holidays. Be good, be good. Any other notes on this one? I feel like we're kind of glossing over it, but I know we're getting to the end of the episode here. Anything else you guys want to say about this beer before we get into how many cookie plates you want to give it?
I mean, I think you nailed it. It hits all the flavors that you're saying in kind of a very... like a simple way. Like you get I think the Tootsie Roll is that chocolate that comes off a little fudgy, but it's very minor. It's not that big chocolate. Same thing with the peanut butter. Like you hit all the flavors, but they're all just very just
Subtle.
there.
They're subtle. And I'll say this, I'm not mad that I have 5 more of these in my refrigerator. I don't think I'll be drinking them, right? And it's like 5%.
5.5, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be like, oh man, I like slamming these, but it's nice to be like, oh, you know what? Oh, that's a good beer. I'll have, hey, I'll probably have that around Christmas,
Yeah, this is a great
My
one.
days
You
off.
start with this, and then you go to the
Yeah.
Lost Abbey.
Man, the day after Christmas is going to be lit. Kids still saying that?
Maybe.
You guys are younger than me.
I mean, last time I was here, you told me you were going to do a Friendsgiving, and then you didn't do it.
I did do it, actually.
Didn't get invited. Never mind. I rescind your invite for Saturday.
Didn't I tell you about it?
I didn't get invited either, so don't worry.
Wait, I totally told you. You and I talked about it.
You
Brandon.
told me
I
about
said I
it.
was still doing it.
Nope.
And then you were like, TBD, I don't know when I'm going to do it.
Trust me, the way it ended, be happy you guys weren't there. Wasn't great. Wasn't many people. We just watched football.
Well, yeah, you didn't invite me.
Okay. Can we move on past this? Brandon, how many plates of cookie are you giving this?
I'm going to go 3-5.
Okay. Based on the beer itself or what it said it was, just out of curiosity.
The beer itself,
Okay.
based on what it said it was.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Matthew.
I was like, with that distinction, I was like, based on what it is, I'm giving it like a 3.7, 3.8. I think it's just a nice, simple, easy drinking beer. Nothing wrong with it. Based on what it says, I would like a little bit more peanut butter and a little bit more like in your face.
I'd like more chocolate, too. Like, with the peanut butter blossom, like, you really do get chocolate and peanut butter in that.
It'd be good with a little less roll and a lot more Tootsie. You know. I'm just
So you
throwing
said
it
like,
out there.
You said like 3.8, and then what would be the other rating?
Probably like a 3.5.
Okay. Our happy little elf.
Like a 4 because sometimes it tastes a little bit like when I say a bad word. On the aftertaste, I just taste some bad word tastes.
I don't know where to go with that. I don't even know how to interpret that. But that's probably the best we could do. That was good. That was great.
You're welcome.
Hey, give it up for the elf, everybody. I don't know if the elf might need to come back for every Christmas episode. I'm overall, I would say, like a 3.6. But based on what it said, I would say like a 3.3. Just because I was kind of expecting, honestly, I was kind of expecting a little bit more peanut butter for me to like have to battle with like, oh, is this too much peanut butter? And to me it's kind of perplexing that maybe it should be refreshing that I didn't have to worry about how much peanut butter was in this beer. That it is very mild, but it is a little too mild for me.
Yeah, we're definitely living in an era of beers where it's hard to hit that balance really well, because if you say peanut butter on a can, people either want peanut butter and they want to be hit over the head with it, or they buy it and they want the subtlest flavoring of it, and you don't really have one way or the other. And so being the balance, like, I would just like dial it up just a little bit more.
It just needed just a little bit more peanut butter. Well, this was great, and happy holidays, everybody, no matter what you celebrate. You could probably get all these beers except for the Acre beer, so that's kind of a bummer. Well, I mean, people can still get that too, probably, right?
On the East Coast.
Yeah, dude. And we have people listening all over the country and all over the world. I don't know why you think that people listening couldn't get that beer, the bear.
I don't know, maybe because still the majority of your listening audience is in Chicago.
It's actually not true. It's actually not true.
What are you... Oh, you being the Finch of podcasts?
Damn right, dude. Damn right. Don't ever say those words again. You will never be invited back to this podcast. Matthew, Matthew, thank you for joining us again. Appreciate it.
Always.
You've been on the show the most this year, and I'm assuming you'll probably be here for the Maltese.
I hope so. The Maltese are some of my favorite to listen to.
Well, it's a good time. It's like me listening to Comedy Bang Bang's Best Ofs. I mean, it's good. It's where we just sit around. We don't have to talk about the beers that we're actually drinking, and we're just shoot the shit. It's like our own little Christmas party. It's like our own office Christmas party. I think we get food this year, Brandon.
Yeah, dude.
From Old Irving?
Doesn't have to be. Get another Crave case.
I mean,
Hell yeah.
As an unofficial sponsor, is Old Irving providing the food?
If I get invited, I'll bring some.
Matthew, we can't wait to see you for the Maltese. Christmas Elf, thank you so much for joining us as well.
Thanks for having me.
Holidays!
Brandon, I love you, man.
Love you too, man.
We'll see everybody next week.
Bye.
This has been the Malting Hour, Be sure to follow us on all social media by searching The Malting Hour and at themaltinghour.com. You can also follow us individually on social media. Brandon can be found on Instagram as BMDub81, on Twitter, BDub81, and on Untapped as BDubDrinksBeer. Tony can be found on Instagram and Untapped under Ace of Help Chicago, on Twitter, The Ace of Help Chicago. Clark can be found as Clarkowski on all three. Dan can be found on Instagram as hip__hops and hip hops on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe, like, and rate the show on your preferred podcast listening platform. Until next time, cheers from all of us at the Malting Hour.